My name is Great AKUDO, and I have with me a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I don't know how many times I need to say wonderful, wonderful friend and brother in Christ. And he's just a brother from another mother. And I mean that I'm an only son. He's an only son. So technically we're brothers now. So anyway, but he's my brother from the homeland. We're both in America and we're both doing our thing. He's an amazing father. He's a loving husband. Of course, he's a follower of Christ. He has multiple businesses, very generous, a great, great actor. I gotta highlight that part though. He's a great actor, man. Like, y'all need to see some of his work. I'm not just buttering him up for nothing. You need to see his work, and you know what I mean. You testify for yourself, right? But anyway, he's here on the pod. We're going to be talking about marriage. We're going to be talking about his Suya business. You're going to know a little bit about our Nigerian, delicacy, right? And we're going to talk about business in general. And of course, our podcast is focused on Jesus, family, and business, right? So we want to also touch other subjects with our other guests. Some other guests don't like certain things and some others like certain things. But at the end of the day, we want to bring glory to God. We want to make you not just educate you, but get you entertained. Without any further ado, welcome to the pod, the AKUDO Experience. My boy, CJ, okay, we call him CJ, okay? So drum roll, he's already doing the drum. I told you guys he can act. Yeah. There he is, man. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Hello, my fan.
He's waving to the fans.
Yeah.
The invisible fans.
I see you all.
There you go. How you doing, my G?
Thank you. Thank you for having me here today.
Hey.
This is an honor. All right.
No.
I remember when you told me you were gonna be doing something like this, and I was like, "Oh, yes."
It's
a mutual feeling because this platform is a mutual kind of thing whereby it's a place for us to express ourselves and enlighten people on what life is all about.
Yep.
Tell our own experiences, and hopefully it can impact somebody else's life in a way. So I'm glad. I'm happy to be here. Let's see how it goes.
No, it's going to go with you, bro. It's always going to go great. I promise you. So I have no doubts about it.
Go what?
You already know now.
No. What did you just say? What was that name that you just said?
Get that. It's going to go great, and it's going to go CJ. By the way, Chijoke, what is the meaning of your name? Just for everybody else to know. I know what it means. I'm from the homeland, but for people that don't know, what is the meaning of Chijoke?
God holds a share. Right? It's an Igbo name. It's an Igbo name, and Chi means God.
Yes.
Holds, means a part of you, a share of you, or just God holds something in you. Get it?
All right, there you go. So at least you guys know now what his name means. So now let's go to the first question. So CJ, I would like you to describe for me your personal journey, your personal faith journey, and how Jesus has influenced your life, if you don't mind me asking. Go ahead.
I think I come from a place where, not a lot was expected of me. That a lot of people didn't think I'll go this far. I'll make it this far.
Wow.
Probably, we can't find out now because, we're here, but I'll say that I think my life took a different journey, took a different direction when I met Jesus, when I really understood what the relationship with Jesus it's all about, how it, I don't want to say how it works for you because he's always there. But it kind of like opens up your eyes when you really understand the fact that he's always there for you and you embrace that and then you understand him, because when you begin to understand him and begin to understand the purpose for which he brought us, me and you, to this world.
That's right.
And then it makes sense. Then it becomes a mutual relationship. Then it becomes a day-to-day routine. Then it becomes something that you can't live with because now you understand, he has always been here for me even when I don't acknowledge him.
Mhm.
But he has always been there. His grace has always been sufficient for me and you. So when
That's
you get to the
facts. That's
point
facts.
where you begin to live your life according to the purpose for which he brought you to this world, trust me, a whole lot of things make sense. A whole lot of things in life make sense. You will get to shed off a whole lot of weight and you will become free and you will become aligned with yourself. And when you are aligned with yourself, you get that peace, that internal peace where, the noises that occur outside doesn't really affect you as much because you know what you are, you know who you are, you know who stands by you. So my relationship with him has been awesome. I've been with him for as long as I can remember. Back when I was still in Nigeria, I embraced him into my life, and it has been amazing. I don't plan on going anywhere soon, any other place. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Now, you mentioned something that I'm going to have you explain or elaborate. You said that many people did not expect you to be where you're at today. You got to elaborate more on that.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
before
Yes.
you do, tell us a little bit about your upbringing and all that. So, maybe we can understand why you said that.
I grew up in a very loving family. My dad, my mom,
Wow.
I was my dad's favorite. My mom loved me regardless because I think the reason why I was his favorite because I'm the only son and I happen to be the last. So it was a two package, 2 for 1 package. So
Two for one, bro.
yeah, 2 for 1 package. So my
You
relationship
cheated.
with him, yeah, I did. I took all the hey, I cashed in on everything that I
You
could,
took all the love you could. Man,
bro.
I
Oh,
hear
the
you. I
baggages
hear
were
you.
here, man. I took everything. So
That's good. That's good.
I grew up in a very beautiful family. But then when you talk about the things surrounding you on the outside, the challenges you face on the outside, the doubts, when people look at you and they don't understand what your purpose is, and
Hmm.
when
That's a good.
I went through a whole phase where I tried to fit in. I tried everything possible to fit into whatever was in vogue, whatever was
Popular, trending.
popular at the time,
Yeah,
trending.
yeah, yeah. I
I
know
try to
what you
fit
mean.
into a lot of people's lifestyle. I try to be friends with a whole lot of people that never worked for me, and it brought a whole lot of negative effect to my life. When I talk about that, it brought a whole lot of doubts. It brought a whole lot of lack of confidence. It brought a whole lot of things because I just felt like I was trying to live a life that wasn't mine. Especially back in school, when we're in school, I wasn't the best. I wasn't the best. I was always just trying to, catch up with other people. And, but one thing we'll never really realize or know is what the future holds.
Right.
So a lot of people didn't really think I was going to be able to be where I am today because the level at which they saw me back then and what they thought I was capable of was nothing compared to where I am today. I say that because
Right.
I have a lot and my growth didn't start till when I chose myself, when I accepted who I was, when I accepted being different is okay. When I accepted
So you're
being
not like
me is
everybody
okay,
else.
yeah, I don't have to be like you. I don't have to do it the way you do it. I don't
Correct.
have to fit into that formula. I don't have to do it just because everybody else is doing it. And later on in life, I started to understand that whenever I see a vision and I do it the way that I see it in my head, it works out for me. It might not work out right away, but it kind of like started growing me in my confidence, in me being okay to be in my own skin, in me being okay to understand myself and be the odd one out in the midst of everybody else. Until I became okay with that, that was when my life changed. I started discovering a whole lot of things that I'm capable of doing, which even the Suya was one of them. You know, a lot of things changed in my life.
So did you start the Suya in America or you started in Nigeria?
Oh, I never had any vision of doing Suya in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, if you had told me probably like 10, 12 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and hey, you'll be selling Suya, I'll say God forbid. I'll say hey,
You said,
I don't know which village, village member sent you that message, but tell them say, Jesus got my back. Hey, I got that well. No, my mom still pray. Tell them say no go walk. Other people don't try. Honestly, yeah.
Interesting.
And the funny thing was that even when I started it, it was never for the intent of commercial purpose.
Right.
It was for a very long time, making money out of it was never my intent. I only started making money from it because the demand kept on growing. People kept on asking for more. It got to the point where it became expensive for me to keep giving it out, because that was what I was doing, like at
Wow.
the point where I noticed that people liked it. It
Right,
was
right,
more
right.
of a gift, I go to the party, I bring
Wow.
it to the party, everybody, but then people started asking for it more and more and more. And it got to the point that it became expensive.
Uh-huh.
So at first, I started telling them, okay, just buy what I need. I'll make it for you.
And
Just buy what
they
I
will
need.
bombard you with
Yeah.
requests.
And then
I can
people
imagine.
started adding some incentives to it. Even though I do it for them like that, they still bless me with some incentives. But it got to the point where I had to, turn it into a business, and I don't regret it.
No, no, no. Of course not. Because now that's how you know it was meant to be a business. Because it was easy transition. It wasn't forceful. Nobody told you about it to go and start this business or whatever. You was genuine, you being generous as you are, and then it transitioned into that. So knowing that about that, we're gonna come back to the Suya. Let's talk about marriage a little bit, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, so when did you get married? Where did you find your wife? How did you guys meet and take it from there? I'd like to hear the story.
I met my wife. If I get this dates wrong, she's gonna kill me.
You can't forget the day now.
I think it was
Sure.
2014.
Okay,
I
okay,
think it was
okay.
2014. I was at a
Okay.
wedding, and
That's 11 years ago.
I was at a wedding, and I still had a wedding, and wow, it was different. She was different from everybody else. When I say she was different, people are gonna start thinking, oh man, she had this dress, she had this makeup, but
That's what we're thinking actually. Yeah.
honestly thinking, I'll tell you this for a fact.
Yeah,
Quote
tell
me
me.
anytime, any day. What my wife had on the day that I met her was probably, I think I remember her giving me a quote. It was worth everything from head to toe, less than $50.
Wow.
Because she was never supposed to be at the wedding. No,
Oh, wow.
no, she was never supposed to be at
What?
the wedding. Her parents were coming for the wedding in San Antonio here from Houston.
From Houston.
And
Okay.
then that morning they were like, hey, we going for this wedding. You want to come with us? And she happened to be off from work that day. She didn't want to go, but then she thought about it. She didn't have anything else to do that day. She was like, you know what? F it. So I'm sorry. So
No, you're
she
good. No, you can
she
say
decided
F
to,
it. You're
you
good,
know,
bro.
she decided to, you know what? So I still remember she told me she went to the thrift store or whatever it was, and she picked up, no, she didn't go that. It was just a few things that she had picked up from the thrift store, and she just put it on. She had a skirt and uh, I think a black tan top or something like that, and then she
Oh,
just had an
wow.
earring. She just had an earring. She didn't have any makeup on that day. She had no makeup on.
You see?
She
No
she
to the
had her
ladies.
she had her natural hair that day. She had her natural hair. She just put it up together. And when I saw her, she was different. She was in a state of comfort, like a state of origin, and she wasn't trying to impress anybody. She was just who she was, and that was who I wanted to talk to. That was who I wanted to meet. When I went over to go say hi to, she said, "Wow, like he must be full of courage." Why
Right, right.
I didn't realize it till later. She was like, because my dad was right next to me. We were talking. I was talking to my dad. Then when I turned around, you came and you started talking to me. She was like, most times people will not. Most Nigerians will not do that.
Right.
I was like, I
Right.
did not know that it was your father, because I would not.
Because if you had known, you would deter
I
it.
would not have approached you. If I knew that was
Divine
your dad,
appointment.
I would not have. Honestly, I didn't even see you. He
You
was
didn't even
standing
see
right
it.
there, but
You
I
didn't even
thought
see the guy.
it was a
Oh
crowd.
shoot.
People were just standing around. After the wedding, just talking. So I thought it was
Right.
just a random person standing right there. So I didn't pay no attention. The dad was just right there.
Interesting.
The mom was just behind her, and I just started talking to her, and she was laughing, and we were laughing, and we walked out. She was like, "Yeah," and she
Do you
liked the
remember
fact that I
what you
had that
said?
courage.
Do you remember what you said to her?
I can't remember
Okay.
the catchphrase that I used or whatever it was. But whatever I said to her made her laugh, made her smile.
Right.
And then we
Interesting.
were able to start talking. We talked. We hung out that day all night. We were just talking and all. But I didn't know about all this till much later. She was telling me. I was like, hey, I swear to God, yeah, you say I know. I'm for no confidence. I'm gonna say I don't know. No,
Bro,
be
but
confident, matter.
joke aside
No,
though, you have confidence. You're a confident guy. Joke aside,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
are
yeah. But
yeah, yeah.
but then again, I come from Nigeria and I grew up in
Right,
Nigeria. I grew up
right,
with that, that respect.
right,
I grew
right.
up in that
Facts.
culture. I grew up in that culture. It wasn't more of like you were scared. It's more of like a respect thing. I can't go start trying to talk to your daughter in front of you. The Nigeria of now, they do it, but not back then. No, no,
Right.
no. It's unheard of. So I still had that in me, and the respect would not have led me like, not like I was doing anything. I didn't know it was we're gonna get married at the time. That's the first, I just saw her. I'm not gonna lie. I just saw her and there was something different about her. I think when
Right.
I saw her, my spirit said yes.
It's one of those things they say the man knows, right? When he
Not a
meets
man
the
knows.
one.
That,
No,
that is the
no.
wrong
Okay.
word. The
Okay.
spirit knows.
Oh, you
Your
went even
spirit
deeper.
knows.
That's
Your
a good one.
spirit knows, but then the translation of that communication of what the spirit knows, sometimes it takes a while for it to download to the body and like, okay. So that was why I felt that at the time.
Word,
At the
word.
time when I saw her, my spirit recognized that, okay, she is the one. And I was drawn to her. But me being drawn to her, all I could see was the physicality. All I could see was the beauty that I could see. I like the fact that if it works out, I think I'm gonna like that. I never knew for sure if it was gonna work out. I never knew if it was just gonna be one of those,
Hit
fun
it. We
things
hit
that
it.
we have. Yeah,
Yeah.
hit it and quit it, one for the record. So, but yeah, yeah,
I love what you said, bro. It's true though. That sometimes the spirit knows, but it takes a while to be downloaded into the mind of the actual person. That's
yes.
so true. It doesn't just apply with relationships.
No,
It
it
applies with
applies with
almost
everything.
everything. Yeah.
Everything. Because there
Dang,
are
that's
some
a good
things that will
one.
happen to you in life that even before that happens, you have felt it, but you could
Yes.
never really
Yes.
understand what that feeling was. But you feel like a chill. So, but then when the whole thing materialize,
Right.
you would now feel like I have lived that life already. Like I have been here already. Like I knew this was gonna happen, even though nobody really told you, but your spirit knew. You know,
Yes.
your spirit had already recognized that and had accepted it before your body gets to that.
Thank you for sharing that. So then, fast forward, you got married to her. First of all, were there any challenges before you decided to get married to her? When I say challenges, specifically between you guys, you got to share
Right.
with us, man. We want to learn.
Okay,
We'll
this
learn
is
from
funny.
you.
You see,
Yeah.
let's pedal back a little bit. When I
Okay.
told you that, when I saw her, my spirit recognized something with her,
Hey. Yes.
and I didn't realize what I was. But then our relationship was, it was a cat and dog. First thing, it was cat and dog. We fought over everything. We were fighting every day, but yet I couldn't let go. There was just something about her that,
Mm-hmm.
even though she pushed every button in me that no other person has ever done, I had never let
Wow.
anybody come that close to push. If you dare to try that, I'll kick you off the out the door right away. I don't
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
It works, it doesn't work. I don't, but there was just something about her that I couldn't let go. But what I was seeing day to day wasn't really matching up with, that feeling inside.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I guess because my spirit knew better than me, it wouldn't let me let go either. We fought over everything. We fought over
Wow.
the day that I met her.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the club that night. Okay. So my dog.
No, I understand.
Yeah,
You cut it off.
I went to the club that night. No problem. I'll pick you up from your hotel. He was like, fine. So I pull up to the hotel, pull up in front. She was already out. No, I pull up in front. I text her like, hey, I'm downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
She comes downstairs. She stands right next to the door and she's like, ain't you gonna come open the door for me?
Dang.
I wind down. See, and that's the funny thing. I can do that. I can do that for all the people that I don't care about. So I wind down. I was like, are you coming or not? She looked at me. She was like, "You're rude." I said, "Like I said, are you coming or not?" She's talking about it. She's already down. Okay. And I guess nobody has ever told her anything like that before.
Right.
So she comes into the car. She steps into the car. Next thing she does, she unplugs my phone and plugs her phone in. Because her phone
Not
was
even that.
dying. Her phone
Oh,
was
okay,
dying. Her
okay.
phone was like probably like 5 or 10%. But she didn't even ask. She unplugged my phone and plugged hers. And I was like, "Are you okay?"
The audacity.
Like, you okay? She's like, "You said my phone was charging?" She's like, "Yeah, but I gotta charge my phone." I said, "You should have brought a charger." So I'll plug her phone and I'll plug my. Now she gone. Okay, she's mad, and I'm driving. I'm thinking that she's gonna tell me, "You know what? Take me back." I'm not going. I'm waiting for that. I'm
Right.
waiting for her to tell me. She didn't tell me that. We
Wow.
got to the club. Okay, my homeboys were there already. They were popping bottles, and we had a section.
Right.
We get to the section, bottles were there already. I'm like, "Are you gonna drink?" She's like, "Let me pour her a drink." She said no, she's not drinking. Pour me a drink, we sat down, we tried to talk, She wasn't talking much.
Wow.
She was just in the vibe. She was just in but I'm used to that life, the club life, at the time. We get to the club, man, we want to turn up,
Understood.
want to get out there, have so
Understood.
he was pulling me down. He was pulling me down. So I'm like,
Vibe
"Okay,
was
fine, let's
so
go
low.
dance." I was like, "Let's go dance." She's like, "No, she's not dancing."
Shoot. Hey.
I'm like, "Okay." So
Okay.
we're sitting there awkward. We're not talking. I'm just drinking. She's not drinking. We're just sitting there like, it was so awkward. I'm like, now I got all that. She's gonna kill me. Some other girls that were on the side, that giving me the signs like, "Hey, what's up?" You're like, I see you having some problem with her. Like, shit.
It was that obvious.
It was that obvious. Like, if you don't, she's not down. I get up to go to the restroom. One of those girls slipped the phone number to me while I was going to
Dang.
the restroom.
My man.
Okay. All right. I look at the phone number. I'm like, okay. But my wife sees that. Somehow she felt like she knew that, okay. So I come back. Come back. When I come back, now my friends have invited those same girls to the table.
They were like a group of girls or something.
Yeah, now they've invited, and they've been looking at me all night. Okay, so now some of them are coming over to me and like, "Hey, you want to dance? You want to dance?" And I get up. I'm like, "Okay, well, since you're not gonna dance with me, okay, fine.
I
I'll dance with
mean,
somebody else. Okay, that's
right.
cool." I get out there, I'm dancing with somebody else. She gets mad. She gets up and takes out.
Of course.
Here we go again.
Like
I
she
get
takes
outside.
off.
She takes up. Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, I'm like, so I go after her because I brought her. Okay, I
Yeah.
brought her. So I go after her. She's like, take me back to the hotel. Take me back to the hotel. I can't do this. I gotta go home. Besides, we gotta leave very early in the morning to Houston. I'm like, okay, here we go.
How old was she at the time?
Ladies don't want me to tell that she can't. She don't. She
Okay.
don't want me to tell her. So
Okay. I got you. I was just, the reason I'm asking is I'm thinking maybe she was like young, you know what I
oh,
mean? Okay. Got you, bro. Go ahead. I respect that, bro. Mm-hmm. Shoot. Okay. Now we're talking.
talking. No, not nothing else. Talk. She won't let me do nothing else. I tried. She won't let me do nothing else. But we just kept on talking. We talked all night.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll talk to the point I get mad because I want to go because I don't see this going. I don't see me gaining anything tonight. Okay. I don't think I'm getting anything tonight apart from we talking. But she won't let me go. She won't let me go. So,
Shoot. That
yeah,
is
it was a good night. We talked till daybreak. Till probably around 6 o'clock in the morning. The sun was coming out.
dang.
She like, yeah, they gotta leave very early. She gotta get ready before her dad,
Gets
calls on
mad or
the phone.
something. Yeah.
Not get mad, not get mad, not get mad,
Okay. Worries
not get
that
mad.
she's not here.
No, not really. Because they came as a family, they gotta leave.
Of
So I
course.
think she had her own room. She didn't want her parents to, if they're taking off and then she's not ready, then they gotta have to
Okay.
wait
I
for
got
her,
you.
or they have to
Okay.
wait
I
for her.
see.
So
I see. Okay.
yeah. So, but after that, everything was a fight. We fought over everything. we fought so much to the point where, and it was a long distance relationship too, because she was in Houston, I was in San Antonio. We fought to the point where, my cousin, or her cousin, is my homeboy. He was like, bro, like, I don't know what you're doing, bro. Like, this thing is not working. I know she's my sister, but this thing is not working between you guys. It's okay to let it go. It's okay to let it go, which was a reasonable thing to do if you were only focused on the evidence that were littered around the room with the way our relationship was going,
Right.
it would have been the best thing to do. It would have been the best thing to do, to cut it off, because it was becoming the most toxic.
Wow. And you guys just couldn't leave each other.
Yeah, but yet
That's the
again,
interesting part.
it never got violent, but it was just one of those things where, there was always something we were disagreeing on. There was always something we're disagreeing on. That lingered for probably about 8 months, 9 months, back and forth like that, till we got to the point where I felt like I got to the point where I had seen it all. It wasn't like there was something she was hiding. It was more like, okay, now you have seen every bad thing that I can do. Now you have seen the negative characters that I have. You have seen it all. Okay, what next? All right. This is all I bring. It wasn't like we started off where we were pretending. And then when things finally got comfortable, then the real character came out, which would have been a problem.
No,
But we
of
took her
course.
from the point where I saw her at her lowest. I was there, and we were able to transition from that to get to the good part. And then we were like, okay, we've been over here and now we're over here. I think mutually we agree that we want to be over here. Just things that we've been fighting over, they are not so bad, but there are things that we can fix. There are things that communication
No.
can take care of,
Okay.
and there were things that growth could take care of naturally, because I had so much baggage from the kind of life that I lived
Mm.
that she wasn't aligning with.
Mhm.
It wasn't my fault. It was just the way that I grew,
All
the life that
right.
I was living. And
Right.
she also had her own baggage with the life that she lived
Right.
that I wasn't aligning with.
Right.
So all those things were clashing with each other to the point where when we finally agreed that, okay, we want to make a commitment to each other, all those other things we started letting it go naturally.
Interesting.
The easiest way that we were able to let it go was I started cutting ties with a lot of things that I was used to. I
Change
started
must
losing,
happen,
yeah,
so
started
yeah.
losing some friends. I started losing some of my friends. I stopped going to some places,
Hmm. Hmm.
because those places always brought back
Of
those,
course.
yeah, those
Hmm.
things that I didn't want. So I started losing naturally. I started losing I didn't force it. It was just a natural thing that I started losing
Hey,
interest
that's
in a whole lot of
interesting.
things. So
Had you had kids at the time or not?
it was, I think the biggest step was once I think when I made up my mind, the first big leap was when I made up my mind that, okay, I'm going this route. And if I'm gonna go this route, what do I want in return? All right. If I want this from this person, what do you think this person wants from me? That was the question I had to ask myself.
You're smart.
If I want a woman who was gonna be faithful to me, if I want a woman who was gonna love me and take care of my kids, what do you think that woman wants from you in return? I ask myself that question.
And every woman wants something
Every woman,
that
it's not just about
particular
you.
to them.
Yes, it's not just about you.
Yeah.
You can sit back and be like, yo, I want my woman this. I want my woman to be this. I want that same kind of woman also wants something from wants a
Right.
man to be.
Facts.
So you can't just think about yourself alone. So when I was able to ask myself that question, the answers were loud in my head. Okay, right. If I want a woman that was gonna be faithful to me, that means that woman is gonna want a man that will be faithful to her. Okay. I was like, fat, okay. That's hard, but okay. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but okay.
Right.
That means I gotta deal with one woman for the rest of my. They say that's what marriage is. Some people do it. You mean from now to just one woman?
80, 90 years old.
Jesus, gosh, like it was
I
crazy.
know.
The thought
I
about it was
know.
crazy, man.
I can imagine.
Like, so I know if you chop okra.
Right.
I don't
Right.
think I don't think get egusi for high school, chop okra, chop or high chop. So I gotta stick with just it was a hard decision though. It was a hard decision.
Does it
But
get better over time?
I would say yes and no.
What makes you say
Say
no?
yes. I would say yes and no.
Okay, explain.
It gets better because when you make that decision that you want to do that, a whole lot of things happen. A whole lot of things happen. For that to even be an option, you have to create an environment for it to nurture. And I realized for me to be able to create an environment, I had to cut off a whole lot of things
Right.
that hold me to that previous life that I knew, which was the club, which was, being out all night, all that. I still go to the club. Don't get me wrong.
Right. Right.
But even when I get to the club, I don't have it. It's not fun anymore for me because before the things that took me to the club was for me to go there and cool, for me to go there and meet somebody new, for me to go there and have fun with somebody else, and it was more of a marketplace for me, to go and harvest something new and come back. But then when I realized that investing is no longer an option, I didn't need to go to a club no more. Like I go every
That's my
now and
niece
then.
crying if you
Yeah,
guys can hear it.
yeah. I go every now and then, hang out with my friends and all, but the mindset is now different. I just go out there for the social life with me and my guys,
Right.
and
Right.
maybe like
I
once
see.
or twice in a year, or else maybe if I have a business,
Right.
or see a business, because a lot of times I work with these promoters, I work with clubs, and I work with,
I see.
for promotion purposes and all that. When I'm
That's
working
a
is
good
different.
transition now to the next
Yeah,
subject.
yeah, yeah.
Suya.
When I'm over
Go
there
ahead.
for business, it's different. It's different. You spending money, I am making money. So that's how.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
everybody
Yes.
else is spending money. I'm making money. I go out there, I take care of my business, and I come back home. So I
You know how
said,
50 talked about that. You know that,
yeah,
right? I don't know if
yeah,
you
like I
know.
said,
Yeah. Go
it's a
ahead.
good thing and a bad thing because with marriage,
Hmm.
when you come to that understanding and you come to that conclusion that it's just gonna be her and her alone, it creates a special bond. It creates this bond between you
Interesting.
two that even though it's one person, it feels
Hmm.
like you just keep peeling off layers and layers and layers.
Yeah.
Every time you just discover something new, every
That
time
fascinates you in a
that
good way.
fascinates you, with every milestone that you are
That's
hit,
good. That's a very good,
it becomes,
encouraging word.
yeah, it becomes a new adventure. But yet it doesn't take away the temptations and it doesn't take
Of
away,
course not.
it
Of
doesn't
course
take
not.
away the noise outside. I still have to check myself every day.
Right.
I still have to pinch myself every day. Hey, keep your mind in the game. Keep your mind in the game.
Amen.
Keep your mind in the game because I always ask myself, what are you gonna give me out there that if I lose everything, will it be
Can
worth
you
it?
imagine? Was it worth it? That's a very good question.
Will it be worth it?
Most men
And
don't ask that question, bro.
every time, it doesn't matter who the person is. Every time I ask myself that
Doesn't
question,
matter.
the answer is
Exactly.
always no, because it will never be worth it. Okay, no matter how
Never.
much fun I have, it will
Family
never
is
be
the
worth it.
best.
All right,
Period.
so that has always been my motto. Something that pulls me back, that reels me back every time. So that's why I said yes and no. It doesn't
Okay.
take it away because just because you've gotten married, just because you love your wife, it doesn't take away anything. You will still have to keep fighting every day, reminding
Right.
them that
Intentionally.
intentionally, intentionally. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Now, before we talk about Suya and business, which is kind of the same, but I wanted to highlight a point you made about when you're in the club selling doing your Suya business. They're spending money, you're making money. I heard 50 Cent's book. I don't remember what it's called, but I listened to it. It's on my Audible audio. But in the book, he mentioned how he doesn't drink alcohol, but he has an alcohol company. So when they go to the club, he tries to drink a juice or take a cup. You know how you're sipping. So think people will think that you're part of the club, but he's just sipping juice or something. I don't remember what he said he was sipping, some kind of non-alcoholic beverage. But there he's selling his wine to these guys, the top guys, and for them to think that he's part of the game, he has to act like he is, right? But at the end of the day, obviously they're spending money on his business and he's the one taking the money home. So it kind of similar to that idea that you have. That's amazing, by the way. Smart. So let's talk about business, Suya and business. So first of all, what is Suya, bro? What is Suya? It's a Nigerian delicacy, but explain.
If I was to explain suya to a non-Nigerian, a non-African,
Yes, yes.
somebody who it's just a grilled beef, just the same way you it's
Okay.
just you throw your beef in the grill and you grill it with some seasoning.
Huh?
The only thing different it's the local seasoning that we use.
Okay.
There's a particular seasoning they call Suya spice. Suya spice is made for
Okay.
Suya,
Okay. Okay.
So just the same way you can grill your own regular beef with, you go
Mm-hmm.
to the HEB, you buy beef rub or you buy, brisket
Mm-hmm.
spice and you sprinkle on it, you can't make suya without a suya spice. All right. And
But you said beef. It doesn't have to be beef only.
oh, it doesn't have to be
Can it be
beef. It doesn't have,
chicken,
it can be chicken, it
fish?
can be fish, it can be,
Okay.
but you will always have that baseline of suya spice in
With
it.
Suya spice
The
is what
suya spice in
distinguishes
it.
it from every other
how
grilled.
you now how you now manipulate that suya spice with other spices is indigenous to you.
Uh-huh.
It's
Uh-huh.
indigenous to whoever makes it.
Okay.
Just the same way that I can go to McDonald's and buy a burger and it tastes good, and I also go to Whataburger and buy another burger, it tastes different. It's burger, but everybody, you use the beef, he used the beef, he used the onions, he used the onions, but then everybody has his own peculiar recipe, the way they
Right.
make it, that makes it different. So
Okay,
yeah.
so what do you call that one you made for my mom the other day for her birthday, which we appreciate? My mom was in love with this stuff. That fish one, it was a form of a suya grilled thing, right?
Yeah, it was a catfish. It was a grilled catfish.
Catfish,
It was a
grilled
grilled catfish
catfish.
with some roasted yam and roasted plantain.
Man, bro, y'all don't understand.
Yeah,
This stuff is good.
it was a
Woo!
grilled catfish, marinated with some suya spice and some other things.
Y'all need to check out CJ. CJ, y'all need to
Yeah,
check out CJ Suya. And at the end of our session, CJ will give us his handle so that you can reach out to him. CJ, you already have a website?
I do have one working right now.
Okay, you're working on it, but at least
Yeah,
they
I have
can
one.
find you
Yeah,
though.
yeah. You can find me on social media. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, and I'm on all the social media.
Perfect. So, okay, so now tell us, how did you even get to the Suya business? How did you even get to that point? How did you know how to do it even? You know?
Honestly speaking, I think about that so many times. That was never really okay. That was one. But I never knew that I could make suya. I never thought I would even know how to make suya. It was never my intent. It was more of a trial and error. The only thing I knew much about suya was standing in front of, back home when you go to the suya. Yeah. When you go to the
That's all I know
suya
too.
stand, you tell them how much you want, you pick the one you
Mm-hmm.
want, and you definitely probably gonna have to stand there for the next 10, 15 minutes for them to get it ready.
1000%.
Yeah, they would throw it on the fire. And the only thing I know, okay, is that I know they already prepared some way, but they don't cook it all the way. Or however they do it, they throw
I
it on
didn't
the
know that.
fire, and I see them sprinkle some kind of oil on it or something like that. And then
Mm-hmm.
they would always sprinkle like the suya spice. See, if you grew up in Nigeria, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
That was the most I knew about suya. Okay, I know I like to eat suya, and I know that's a routine of what you see every day at the suya stand. So when I
Bro, I didn't even
transitioned to
know the meaning until you just said it right now. The meaning of Suya.
yeah,
I learned something new today.
so
Okay.
until I transitioned to America here, I think first time I was invited to a barbecue, I was so excited, because in my mind I'm thinking that yeah, we're gonna, how you have a suya out there back home and all that, But I was disappointed when I got to the barbecue. Uh, the meat didn't taste like it had any flavors to it. Like it was like just coolness. But then everybody was excited eating it. So mine was different. Like I ate that and I couldn't just put it down. First you give me all this chicken, you give me all this beef that I never thought anybody can get for free. The rationing was like way too much for me because
Yeah.
home you only get like this much.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're giving me all, but then hey, I'm not to it. But then I'm processing all that in my head, but I'm looking around. What I have in my head is not collaborating with the expressions and the happiness that it does. So I feel they gave me the wrong one. Like, maybe this one they gave me was, it was a black sheep or something like. So I keep trying some more, and so fast forward to a friend of mine invited me to a pool party in Nigerian. So they were grilling. My friend was on the grill. So I get there, we're talking, but he was the one who was arranged. He was the one taking care of the party, but he was behind the grill too. So when we were talking, the people kept on calling on him to go take care of this, take care of that. So he was like, "Hey, buddy, you're gonna have to help me out. Take a look at this and keep an eye on it while I go take." That was my first time ever being the grill.
Oh, I see.
But I had already tried what he was cooking, and I didn't like it. I didn't
You have to
like it.
make it better.
So I thought about, okay, what can I do to make it a little bit better? So I just did a simple trick of just putting some oil on
More
it, just
spice.
keep it
Okay.
moist so it doesn't dry up, because I hated the fact that it was too dry. Threw some spices on it, It was just something that just came to my mind, and I tried it out. And I noticed that everybody who came to eat
Wanted
stopped
more.
eating the ones that he made. They started eating the ones that I made,
Yo, your life is interesting, bro. It's almost like chance, but we know that, yeah, I mean, chance is in the Bible, chance and seasons. Your life is like, it is orchestrated to you being in a certain place at a certain time for certain things to happen. You know what I mean? Have you ever thought about that?
Yes.
That's
And
very interesting, though.
that happens when, like I said in the beginning, when you get to the point in your life where you accept who you are, you become comfortable with yourself,
Yes.
that is the only time you will, because most times in life, those chances are going to come outside your comfort zone, outside the things that you were used to, outside the things that you're comfortable doing naturally. If you are not a person who has made peace with, being different, with
Mm-hmm.
being okay with your choices, irregardless of what anybody thinks, it's going to deny you of some chances in life, because every now and then God is going to throw something curveball
Right.
and require you to turn a deaf ear to whatever else everybody else is telling you this ain't going to work. How dare you? You just have to turn a deaf ear and just tune yourself in with who, the voice behind the scene that is talking to you. Just go with it. Well, I remember something that Pastor said at some point. He said, I can't remember when exactly, but when God gives you a vision, he gives it to you. You were the one who sees it. You were the one who it was given to. The vision was for you.
Yeah.
Sometimes the mistake we make is when we get that vision, we go share with the wrong people. When I say the wrong people, not people who necessarily don't have your best interest at heart. But a lot of times people can't, depending on what kind of vision it is, it was never given to them. They will never understand how possible it is. Even sometimes some visions that were given to you, you look at it, it doesn't look possible. It
Mm-hmm.
does not look possible that it's going to
Mm-hmm.
succeed.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing humanly possible makes it okay for you to go down that. You need to have faith. You need to have trust. Like, okay, I'm okay with trying this. I'm okay with going this route. If it fails, I will learn from it. If it succeeds, I will
Mm-hmm.
listen. If it fails, I will learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
If it succeeds, I will learn. People
Word.
are easy to learn when things work out. It takes a whole lot of journey for you to get to the point where you get comfortable learning in your failure.
Yes.
You get comfortable accepting the message that goes with the failure.
Right. Oof.
We
Word.
know, even being able to celebrate the failure. Why? Because there was a message that was meant for you in that failure.
Fact.
People only apply this to when it works. When it works, you want to multiply that formula that it works and take it. But sometimes for you to get to the formula where it works, you have to understand the reason why it failed. You have to embrace that process and accept it for you to get to that. Yeah.
Word.
For me to be able to accept all those, chances that keep getting thrown to me. It's just because if God gives me that vision, if I see them in the back of my head, I'll go after it. I don't care. You might not understand it, but as long as I have that feeling in me, I will. I will. It might not make
Word.
sense. It might not make sense to you. It might not make sense to sometimes my wife gets tired of me so many times, like, because there are some things that she don't want me to go and do, and I think about it and it doesn't make sense. I don't. The one that she sees me doing doesn't make sense to her. And she will try everything possible to pull me out of it. But yeah, now I'll just keep pushing on that same direction. But recently now we're getting to the point where she's understanding that, okay, it's okay to let him go, let him try.
Right.
It's okay. It's okay. You know, and I appreciate her so much for it.
Hmm.
You understand, she is a journey. She's understanding me
It is
better.
a journey.
It's a journey. She's understanding me better that it's just okay. All right. It's just okay. You know, because now she sees there are some things that I can tell her that I want to do and it doesn't make any sense. But then when it
She
finally starts
trusts you.
making sense, she was
Yeah.
like, oh, so that is what you've been trying to say. That's what you've been trying to help me see, but I couldn't see it. You know, so sometimes when we hear that curveball,
Right.
he just sits back and have faith that, okay, I hope he knows what he's doing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I just hope he knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the your Suya business, you got it through helping a friend out. So for someone that's thinking of starting like a restaurant or a business similar to yours in the food industry, what are some challenges that they could face and how do you think they should overcome them? Now this is the business side of everything we talk about in about the Suya.
The challenges are never going to be the same.
Okay.
It all depends on the reason why you go into the business.
Okay.
Do you go into the business for profit purpose or do you go into the business for passion purpose? Passion
For what?
whereby
Action?
your
Oh,
passion.
passion. Okay, you have
Yeah.
passion for this thing. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Is it a business that you're doing, you figure out a way to transition your passion into a business?
Word.
That journey is different from someone who goes into a business for the sole purpose of the profit.
Right.
Both of you are not going to have the same challenges. Okay, you guys are going to have similar challenges, but never going to be the same. For someone who has a passion for something and then figures out a way to start making profit from it, will always try not to lose focus of how they started. You know, for my own business, my ultimate satisfaction comes from the feeling that people get when they eat my food. All right. The
I
response that I
see.
get.
Keeps you going
Yeah.
in the
My
hard
motto
times.
is my motto for the CJ Suya is a taste of Africa.
I see.
Why I chose that motto is I want to be able to give you something that's gonna pull back a memory from 10 years ago. There was a time I ate something like this
Right.
back in Nigeria or something like that. You know, it just gives you that euphoria. That
So
yeah.
I have an idea. I don't know if you've thought about this, but why don't you package it for places like Walmart and HEB? Is it possible?
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. But then there are a whole lot of things behind that. There are a whole lot of things when you go into the commercial part of it at that
Right.
level,
Retail
with the
distribution.
retail distribution, there are a whole
Huh.
lot. There are a whole lot behind closed doors that go with that.
The food, what they call the food thing. Is it FDA?
The FDA,
It's gonna have to be passed
those are
through
the
the
little ones.
FDA, maybe.
Those are the little ones. The
Really?
FDA is not even the problem. You have to face the competition, the shelf storage, and all. There's a whole lot. There's a whole
Right.
lot. It's something that you have to slowly transition till you get there. You have to slowly transition until you get there. You can jump. It's not a process you can jump. If you're
Right.
jumping, it's possible that you can jump, but if you're jumping, you better have the backup.
Right.
You better have the monetary backup that is going to support you
I
for
got
that
you.
long period where when you try to figure it out. Because now you're not trying to figure it out with uh uh an income or with a capital of 100,000. Now you're trying to figure it out with a capital of 500, 600,000. You
Right.
stand the risk of losing in a day or two.
Makes sense.
So you have to transition yourself slowly till you get that. Make sure you have the customer base. Make sure you have the publicity. Make sure you have everything else. Everything else.
So what about your car business? Can you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
do? How do you juggle your car business, your suya business and family? What is it
My
like?
my car business, it's more like I tried to tell you earlier, it depends on the reason why you start up a business. Whether it's a purpose, something that you like doing that you figure out a way to make money out of it, or whether it's a business you started for the sake of profit.
Okay. Okay.
My
Okay.
my Suya, it's from in here. It's
It's
something that
passion.
I make
Yeah,
with
it's your baby.
my hand. It's something that, every step of it comes out the way I want it,
Yes.
and I have baby that from the day one. The car business, I started up the car business just because when I started up the car business was because my wife showed me how much our wedding was gonna cost. And I did not have that in my bank account. My job was not gonna be
That's
able
very
to put that in my
transparent of
bank
you.
account.
Appreciate that.
Was not going to be able to put that in my bank account in the next 5 years. And she had already picked a date. She had already picked a date.
How long
Hey,
from the day
wait,
she
let
showed
me,
you?
wait.
Yeah.
Let me veer up a little bit from what
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
talking about. For every guy, or every man who is out there, let me tell
Yeah.
you this. Before you pick up a ring and propose to a woman, just know that that woman that you're trying to propose to has already planned her wedding 10 years ago, has already planned everything for that.
Right.
Because sometimes, see, look, when I
Facts,
proposed
bruh.
to my girl, when I proposed to my
Right.
wife, okay, I was getting a lot of pressure from the outside, like, hey, how far? Where are you guys heading to? Then I started getting scared, like, okay, I know I want to be with this girl. I know I want to be with my wife. I don't want to marry her. But I don't think I'm financially there yet.
Right.
But for the meantime, you know what? This is how I was thinking, For the meantime, I'm going to propose to her. Let her know my intention. Let her
So at
know
least
that, oh, this is where I'm going. But I need the time, all right, to get there. But I went and bought a ring. I planned a proposal, which that one is going to be another podcast with that because I don't want to start that story. I planned a proposal that fairly worked out perfect. But bro, the moment she said yes,
that's when the real planning starts.
wait, not even planning. There was no planning. She showed me the blueprint.
She just
The plan has
yes.
already been
Yeah,
made.
that's how much it is, bro.
She's like, okay, have 10 bridesmaids.
Shoot. And you're the one responsible to pay
Wait,
for them,
wait,
bro?
wait, wait, wait. You didn't
No
hear me well. You
way. I
didn't
didn't
hear me
know
well. You
that.
didn't hear me well. Him bridesmaid, I have, not I will have.
Already done, settled.
We're in a hotel room. We just got into the hotel room. We're sitting. She's been on the phone with her parents, her mom, and everything. Like when the phone finally hung up. Okay, now, okay. Now she starts talking. She's like, okay, all right. These are my 10 bridesmaids. Former Oluchi, Okechi, this and that and that. She already said these are my bro. I don't even get 10 guys.
Wow.
I'm like, where do I 10? I said, you mean 3? She said no, 10. She's like, okay. I think our wedding date should be she picked the date. She's like, yeah, that date is gonna be perfect. I was gonna pick, but then looking at her and hearing her and the way she was talking, man,
There's
if
no
I
changing
if I
your
open,
mind.
I will
Right.
ruin that moment.
Right. Right.
I will ruin that moment.
There
So,
was no
bro,
changing your mind on that.
Bro, after hearing every plan that my wife had, bro, I had to, man. I had to sit back and rethink. I'm like, okay, how do we do this? How do we get here? We did a rough estimate. At the time, the rough estimate that we had is, bro, rough estimate is far, far different from the reality.
Which one was more? The reality was more.
Like 2 times more. The reality
No
was 2 times.
way.
Bro,
No way.
talking about this, I'm like, nah. Even if I save, because I was working in the prison at the time.
Right, right,
I
right.
was working in,
You were
oh
a
yeah,
correctional officer.
yeah, I was a correctional officer at the time. So I'm like, even if I don't have any other bills, even if I take every single paycheck that I have from now till the end of 1 year, I still won't be able to pay for this wedding.
You gotta be freaking kidding me, bro. Are we talking about what? Because correctional, bro, I'm doing the math in my head, but let me not say anything though.
I'm like, okay, I need to figure something else out. So that was how my car business was born.
Born.
I had to make some research. Some of my friends were doing the business already at the time. They were buying cars and fixing and selling, and they were close friends of mine. I've always been close to them. I see them do it. So I considered a whole lot of things, and with the job that I had, I needed something that I could be able to have on the side that would supplement and at the same time I'd be able to do my job.
Right.
So that was how I started the car business. With the help of my friends, I was able to buy my first car. Bro, the first car, I thought I was gonna. I,
Lose
I
everything.
bought. No, I bought it. I didn't have enough money to fix it. I saved for money to fix it. Fixed it. Came out, bro. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. This car, I never sell this car. I was still waiting to sell that car, and I bought 2 more cars. Now God will have it.
Wow.
Somehow I was able to buy 2 more cars. One of the cars that I bought, I sold it before I was finally able to sell the first one, and everything was history. I started being able to flip cars, as fast as possible, take a little change from here, put it back in this and flip it. That was basically how I was able to pay for my wedding. That was basically how I was
Really?
able to survive. It didn't come off from me. My wife threw in a huge chunk of change to it too.
Right.
But it was both of us, doing it. But yeah, my
So what's
brothers.
the profit margin for cars per se?
Car business is the kind of business that if you are not willing, if you know that if you lose 10,000 today, that you have to go to the hospital, don't even think. It's not, that business is not for you. It's not for you. I can stay here. I can stay here and tell you, I can buy this car. I can stay here and tell
That's
you
a
now
good
what,
one.
like everybody does. I tell you, I can buy this car now today, and it comes in, I realize I don't have to fix anything. And I turn around tomorrow and say I make 5,000 out of it. You'd be like, what? I want to get in that business. This is not like that. You don't make 5K. What I'm not going to tell you that I can buy this car today for 5,000 and end up
Yeah.
spending another 5,000 to fix
Yeah.
it, and the car still doesn't fix. And then I turn around to sell it, and somebody will price me 1,000. I will lose 9,000. That part nobody tells you. If you know that if you lose that kind of money, it will affect your mental health in any way, bro.
It's so
Nah,
funny, bro.
don't, no, no.
Lord have
Oh
mercy, bro.
no, I have lost a lot in the car business, but then again, it's a business. That's right, the business. Okay,
Oh my
if you
God.
can't stomach loss, just
Yes.
stay with your 9 to 5, 9 to 5.
1,000%.
You just stay with your nine to
1,000%.
five because people are not gonna tell
Oh
you.
God.
They're not gonna sing the stories of
Of the
what they lost,
pain. No, of
of the
course not.
pain. You know,
Nobody wants to hear the song of pain, bro. I mean, I
but that's
don't
the
say
reality.
nobody,
But
generally
that's the
speaking,
reality, bro.
but that's the
That's the reality.
reality, though. Yeah, there's more
That's the
songs.
reality.
The
No.
more songs of pain and business,
Yeah.
bro.
I try to shed my wife from a whole lot of details with some things that are, sometimes you come back home and your wife will be, why is he frowning? And
Right.
some things you just you don't want to burden her with, like,
Of
but
course.
they don't know what you're going through. You know what? I probably lost prayer like 8,000 that day,
Wow.
He come back home and then pikin will make you carry out.
Wow.
You know what carry pikin? You know what carry pikin? You say, tell you say, your son don't go for a diaper. Make you go change the diaper.
On top of
You're
Lord.
gonna change diaper. Man. Yeah, there was a day I gave my wife a simple breakdown. I gave my wife a simple breakdown of a transaction I was going through. It was one
Yeah.
of those ones that I lost.
Right.
And because I was trying to explain to her, there was a business she was trying to do. And I was trying to explain to her, like, you have to be ready.
Right. For the loss.
And she was finding it hard to understand that the perspective I was trying to paint. I was like, you know what? You remember this and this, and you should like. You remember this and this, and you said, okay, let me give you the day-to-day breakdown, the figures that are behind this. Okay, when I gave her the real figures of how much I just lost within the past few days, she was like, "How? I didn't even know we had that much money."
Right. Right.
I
Right.
think, you see, that is the thing that I'm trying to tell you. Okay, in business, you have to be ready for all this. You can't just focus on the profit alone. Somebody come and tell you, hey, I want to learn this. Tell me how much you make. And then tell them how much you make. And then they all of a sudden want to, then I'm not ready to teach you because you're not asking them how much
You're
questions.
not asking the right questions. So the question for me to you though is the car business worth it? I
I'm
know
still doing it.
it's a dependent question, but for you, do you think it's
Yeah,
worth it?
yeah, yeah. I'm not letting it go anytime soon. I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it. Yes, there are painful memories of it, but then I can never equate it with the success. Okay. It's always very easy for you to forget about, the times that you win just because you lost. The loss is the
Facts.
one that we always amplify, but we never amplify
Trading.
the joyful ones that you get. So no, it is worth it. It is worth it.
What are you intending to do with the car business? Are you intending to one day have a dealership, or
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
just want it to
Yeah.
be the way it
Yeah.
is?
Yeah. Yes, I do have for the end of this year, I'm gonna have a dealership. I'm gonna have a dealership.
My
How I'm
man.
gonna structure it? How I'm gonna structure it? I haven't made up my mind. It might be in the car business. There is a wholesale part, and also there is a retail part. Retail part
Of
is the
course.
one that you're used to. You walk into a dealership. I want to buy this, and then the wholesale part is just basically that you only sell it to fellow dealers. just you and the dealers. You deal with dealers. You buy, you can sell in bulk. You can sell at the auction. With that, get that on that one, the profit margin is lower, but
But
it's
long
more
term,
of
it's better.
it's more of a
It's more
consistent,
sustainable long
it's
term.
more of a consistent, turnover. You turn over a little bit more faster than the retail part. The retail part, you get more profit, but sometimes the turnover is a little bit slower.
So what? But with the wholesale one, are you selling? Are you dealing on only used cars?
Oh yeah, for right now, I'm dealing on used cars.
Okay, 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 okay. No, I'm saying when you decide to do
Well,
the
it's
dealership part. Huh?
if you're doing a wholesale, yeah, there's no, you can't just go and buy a brand new car and want to do a wholesale and then you
Oh,
have to do a
okay,
new car. It doesn't
okay,
make any sense. If I'm
okay.
buying a brand new car, going to sell it at the auction, it's so you can still, some people still do it. If they hold on to the inventory for too long, they might decide to stand it, sell it as a wholesale to other dealers. Yeah, but it's always easier for people to do a used car for wholesale because with that, there's a fluctuation on the pricing.
Right.
You can
Makes sense.
make a deal. You can make a deal and get it for a better price.
Makes sense to me. Makes sense. All right, my man. So before we go, this is the last part of it because I love, man, we're gonna have a part two, don't worry.
Yeah,
But
that's cool.
before we go, can you give me three encouraging things that you could tell someone that wants to start a business in general that's afraid? And one of them should be about business, encouraging things, and two would be about marriage, relationship, and three would be about God. So I want you to give me three advices for someone that's maybe doesn't know where they are with God. One is someone wants to start a business, but they're afraid of failure or whatever. And three is about marriage, someone that wants to get married or something, or someone that's been married and wants to remarry or whatever, but they're afraid.
With the relationship with God, I would recommend everybody to figure out what the purpose is. God made heaven and earth. Then on the seventh day, he created a human being. He spoke almost everything else into existence. But then when he came to us, he put his hands to work. You know, he he didn't make us just because he wanted us to be on earth. He made us for a purpose. The purpose for what he made us is simple. It doesn't matter what your profession is. It comes down to something as simple as this: service. Everybody's purpose on earth is service. In what way? That's where it differs.
100%.
So for you to understand what purpose he made you helps you understand a whole lot of things in life. It helps you with your marriage. It helps you with your business. It helps you with your
Word.
kids. It helps you
Word.
with your day-to-day activities because that helps you understand who you are, what your strengths and what your weaknesses are. If you understand who you are and you understand your strength and your weakness, you will be able to understand when you find the right one, which is going to be your wife. Because God made you as a being, and then he took something away from you. In the Bible, it says he took a rib away from you. Rib doesn't mean that just one single rib was taken away. It means a part of you was taken out. And this is where marriage comes in. A part of you that was taken out is the weaknesses that you have. Like, you can never be good at everything, but you realize this thing that when you get to the point that you find the right one, the right person to marry, you will realize that it is a combination of two things that were one at some point. There
Okay.
was a time
Word.
when both of you were
Word.
one, but God took something away from each of you. He didn't throw it away, it's still there. But then when both of you finally figure yourself out, it becomes one, whereby you now understand that some of those weaknesses that you do have happen to be the strengths that your wife has. Some of the strengths that your wife has might be the weaknesses that you have. When you come together, you become whole. You become one as a person. So you can never have a successful marriage till you really understand these things, these basic things, your relationship with your maker, your relationship with yourself, your purpose with yourself, what your strengths and your weaknesses are, then you can be able to make the best out of the union that God gives you, which is going to be whoever you choose to marry.
Yes.
And then talking more about marriage, I would like to let people know that Marriage is not about love. People make that mistake of like, yeah, I love him, I love her. I wanna be with her for the rest of my life. Has nothing. But yeah, there is love on the list of things that, reasons why you should get married. There's love, but love doesn't even fall amongst the 10 things, 10 essential things. Love comes as a result of so many things. It comes as a result of commitment. It comes as a result of forgiveness. It comes as a result of sacrifice. And there are a lot of things that you have to factor in marriage before you get to love. Love will always fade. You realize that when you go into the marriage for the sake of love, like let's say I love this person, we love each other, and we marry ourselves, that love fades. It fades to the point where when you figure out the commitment, when you figure out the forgiveness, when you figure out, the failures, and you start working on those things and growing on those things, when you start doing well on that, then the real love starts to grow. Those real love now are going to be based for what is really in the marriage itself at the time, not the one that you brought in.
Yes.
Because at the time that I saw my wife at the wedding, what she was looking like at the time probably will not be what she's looking at now after she has had 3 kids from me. If it was about the physical attraction at that time, what happens 5 years from now when she has kids or you yourself, you add some pounds, you start getting comfortable at home and your 6 packs are no more? What do you see? The reasons why you fell in love are not going to be there. No, when you get into fights over and over and over again, and things are not working out, what do you see? What do you see? The love is not gonna it's not gonna survive all that. So love is not really what you should be worried about. Back in the day, my parents, they don't marry for love. The families just arrange the marriage. All right, my son will go marry your daughter. And those marriages worked out.
I was about to say those marriages
They all
worked
worked
out,
out.
bro.
The
Compared to what we have
nobody
now.
ever you can count how many divorces that were out there,
Word.
you
Word.
make it work. They made it work. They grew to love each other.
Don't tell that
They
to
grew
feminists, bro.
to be fond of each other, over time, just by conquering those challenges every day, fighting those battles every day. Those
Commitment
battles,
to the
those
kids.
commitment with
They
the
won't
kids.
leave,
I mean,
bro. Yeah,
that
I
is
hear you,
how
man.
that is how you grow the love. The love that will take you in your marriage for 10, 20, 30 years. It's not a fairy one that we just walk around and text messages and roses and everything. That's not that love. The one that comes through pain, the real love. The one that comes from you being able to, even though you were right, you still like, you know what? I want peace. I don't want to be right. I want to have peace. Until you get to that point that, you know what? I don't care who's right or wrong. I just want to have peace. And, that's when you start going to real love. And then the last one, the business, if you're not going to be okay with the loss, don't worry about it, bro.
Don't do it.
It's
Oh,
just gonna add.
God.
It's just gonna add more losses because the hospital bill, the hospital bill, amount up to more money. Just stick with your 9 to 5, man. Just stick with
Freaking
your nine
hell,
to five.
bro.
It sounds all good that
Dude.
you have your own schedule. I have my own schedule. You do this, you do that. That sounds good from the outside, but
Lord,
bro,
have
mm,
mercy, Lord.
why do you think
My
that your
God, that's a
employee,
good
why do you
one.
think that your employee pays you $20 an hour when he
Right,
makes millions every day?
right.
He'll be like, yeah, yeah. Has he told you the one that he loses?
Word, word.
But because he's able to bear those risks, that's
Yes.
why, people will say, oh, yeah, yeah, you're not doing anything. You're the CEO. You're not doing anything. You're
Yeah,
making all this
right.
money.
Yeah, right. Yeah, don't mind them. But man, you put it in perspective though. It's good. I love it. Your bill's gonna be double. You're not
Bro,
just
your
gonna
bills
lose
are
your
going to be double. I
business
swear to
and
God.
then
Your bills,
hospital.
see, let's say this like this. Let's say you woke up one morning, like, okay, let's say the car business now. Let's say you went and bought this car. Okay, everything is looking good, everything. On your way to pick the car up, you haven't put an insurance on it. Let's say somebody came and hit it, hey, boy, and then you look, the person that hit it does not have insurance, and you haven't put your
Wow.
own insurance. And you're looking at, like, let's say that's 10,000, 12,000 going down the drain. And brother, let's play this scenario now that you passed out. You like, as an evil man, you're content on the high sea. No, you pass out.
That's a good
You faint.
point. That's
Go
a
to
good
many times,
point,
so
bro. You faint, bro.
go to many times. We don't know. We for just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Let you go beyond that. Go settle down with
Oh
you
my
and God.
God.
They go save me, they can't save you. Go carry you there, can't go expensive hospital.
Wallahi,
Doctor
bro.
now will come. Hey.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah, come do it. They want to do that. Come revive you. As they
Go.
revive you, immediately when they revive you, you open your eye. Wait. What happened? What happened? You are at the hospital. What do you mean I'm at the hospital? What happened? Oh yeah, we found you by the side of your G1 on down. Now you don't get through.
Bro. That's so funny you said that, bro. I just talked to a friend of mine whose dad just passed away, bro, last year from stroke.
Oh,
I don't know if he had a business though, but yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
he get business.
hey, guy
That
get
is
business, so
business,
don't
man.
matter.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, word to the wise, bro. If you're not, hey, that's a very good perspective for
It's not
someone who
easy.
wants to get in business. Yeah, if you're
Not
not
easy,
willing
but
to take the loss, bro,
it is
just don't
worth
do
it,
it.
though. It is worth
It's
it.
well
As long
worth
as you're
it.
able to go through the process, as long as you're able to, figure out a way to sleep at night,
Right.
that's another part. Sleep at
Right.
night.
That's the thing too.
You're gonna sleep. You just wake up. Ah, gosh.
Well,
My brother.
you're staying awake. Facts.
Oh man. Let
Lord
alone talking
Almighty.
about investors. That's another
That's an
podcast. That's another podcast.
when you have investors and they're on your
Man,
behind.
that's another podcast, man. That's another podcast. Just
Oh
invite me.
yeah.
That's another podcast of business.
Lord,
That's another podcast of business.
for sure.
Investments, stages of investments,
Right.
and how to understand the kind of investment that you're doing. Those are things that they don't teach at school, man. They don't teach you at school. No matter you go do business school, go get a degree and all that. The reality of it is far from that. Because if the professors that are teaching you are really good in the business itself,
Let them
bro,
guys start their own. Let them
there won't
show
be
us.
they are teaching you.
Exactly.
The things that they teach you is different from
Show
the
us by
reality of it.
doing.
It's different, man, because the
Yeah, that's the
reality
truth.
never
If they could do it.
there's no blueprint on the reality. There are basic steps that you can take. That doesn't have to mean that blueprint. It doesn't mean that it's gonna work the same way it worked for this person.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you so much, CJ. Tell us your handle so that anyone who wants to get Suya, anyone wants to reach out to you, can reach out to you.
Oh man, what is my handle again, sir? I think MJ_8 at the MJ_8. I'll put it up. I'll put it up on the video. I'll put it up on the video so you can see it. I think my handle is the same all through my Instagram and so on for my Suya business it is CJ Suya. CJ Suya spelled as CJAY. CJ Suya, that's my handle for my Suya business. It's gonna be the same on Instagram. It's gonna be the same on TikTok and on Facebook too. It's gonna be all the same.
CJ Suya.
Yeah.
CJAYSUYA, guys. So you know. And I love that you made it consistent because it's easier that way instead of having one here different and the other ones different. Just one, simple. So anyway, thank you so much, CJ. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Those of you that are watching, feel free to like, share, comment below your disagreements, your agreements, whatever it is, it's fine. Have any questions, concerns, reach out to us. Our email address is AKUDOExperience@gmail.com. So you can reach out to us if you have something you want us to talk about specifically, a guest you want us to interview and all that good stuff. But yeah, feel free to reach out to us and also, most importantly, subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next pod. In the meantime, we want to also thank CJ again, the man. Thank you so much for joining us, okay? You have yourself a fantastic day, all right? And we're waiting for your movie to come out already, CJ. You can't just be an actor by mouth. Come out with that movie. We're waiting, bro.
I don't hear you. I don't hear you. Yes.
All right. Thank you, my brother. You have a wonderful day, okay?
Thank you,
yes, sir. Bye-bye.